Good morning, and thank you for your time and interest today. Yeah, we're going to have an exciting walkthrough here with two close friends of ours from Symetra. And my name is Justin Ford. I am a sales director for life, annuities, and long-term care at IMES. Before we get started to our main event, because we do have a little diverse audience here, I'm going to go through a brief information about IMES and that will be directed towards those that may be joining us for the first time, those agents that are checking us out, and also appreciate your time, and those who have been writing with us or partners with us for years, appreciate your attendance as well. So we'll go ahead and just get right started here with it being Monday. As I mentioned, we do have some people on board that may be coming on board with us in recent times. And we have a program during your first 180 days with IMES. We have a process to help jumpstart your production, in which we will pay at different levels for your marketing to get you started and moving through the process during those first 180 days with us, which is a nice incentive here. And the qualification for annuity premium is up on the screen. In most cases, it's a tenth of that for life insurance. So 100,000 of premium for annuities would be a $10,000 target case as an example. But if you have interest in this program, let us know, and your primary contact here at IMES can email over to you the further detail beyond this. So as you can see, it is an example here. You do $100,000 annuity ticket with us, or a total of 10 tickets at 10,000 during that first 180 days. And we're going to give you the choice of paying for a 1,500 piece postcard mailing, get new people that you can assist here in front of you, an iPad, or $750 in cash, or our marketing analysis and corporate identity package, which comes complete with pre-formatted emails. I know none of us on the call here are quite as dire as I am, in which I sit in front of email sometimes and having a hard time thinking of what to type. But these are all pre-formatted emails put together for you, all the way through, as an example, $1 million level. So at the $1 million level, during that first 180 days, we'll cover a dinner workshop with an 8,000 piece mailing as an example, preset annuity or life appointments. Sky's the limit on that. And then in addition to coming on board with us, you may have an active prospecting program that you're using that's getting you in front of people to help. We're open to to paying for a portion of that as well. Just talk to your primary connection here at IMES. Many of you that are new with us may be referrals, and I'd like to appreciate everybody that's on the call that has referred an agent to IMES. We, just like your practice, build faster relationships and stronger relationships based on who we're looking for and who we ideally fit with as far as agents through referrals, much like you do with retail clients. But we're going to pay you for those as well in your business. And the way this works is the person that you refer over to us, if they're not part of your hierarchy or downline or agency, we're going to pay them direct just from the carriers, just like we compensate your production. And from our end, we're going to pay some additional bonuses to you. So when that producer first time appoints, when our team goes out, gets the agent set up and contracted, we're going to pay a $50 one-time bonus for referring that advisor when they contract. And beyond that, thousands in your pocket. So ongoing, their life with IMES, we're going to pay the following on their indexed annuity premium, 0.20%. Life target, you can see the numbers here, 0.15, single premium life, 0.075. So this will be an ongoing revenue stream for a referral, an appreciation for you referring that agent. It comes out of our pocket, not yours, or the other agent you referred, which is nice. In addition to that, we have an ongoing program for our producers on the call. Once you're with IMES and past your 180 days, we have a marketing reimbursement account. Now this account can be used for business expenses that you have in addition to marketing. Everything from your cell phone bill all the way through marketing and prospecting programs, either that we host and have internally, or that you may be paying for on your end. If you've got a seminar or an event that's worked for your practice for years, this account builds, and the way that builds here is we'll pay a $100 marketing reimbursement per 100,000 in annuity premium, per 10,000 in target premium or first year, and $200 per 100,000 of single premium life. For those of you out here that are looking at single premium life, $200 per 10,000 a target. So that's an ongoing program. If you have an interest in any of this, or you want to check your marketing balance, if you have been writing with us, talk to your primary contact relationship manager here at IMES, or myself. I'd be happy to help you on both life or annuities. So once you do come on board with us, and we do have a back office team that we've prided ourselves in here. When we bring in your business, we want to make you as smart as possible and not have you work as hard. So if you've got staff, we'll partner with your staff. Our back office team will. If you are an independent agent, we will also work with you directly on this. But everything from contracting and getting you set up, your product training, all the way through case design, as well as submission to commission support. So once an application comes in, we'll talk about it here in a second, a couple e-application programs, whether it's paper or not. We'll work with you, our support teams for life and annuities. We'll help process that business, follow up on 1035s. Unfortunately, nowadays, it's sitting on the phone for them. Great team sitting on the phone and waiting for an insurance company. A lot of the staffing challenges, where we're on hold for a while, our team can do that for you to follow up on cases, commission support, getting you paid, as well as forms. Now, you can call us, and one of the benefits of we're doing business with IMES is we'll pick up the phone rather than send you through a voicemail or prompting system. Or if it's after hours, or if you like to work a little more independently, our website, which we'll talk about here in a second, has many of these options for commission contracting all the way through submitting an application. So on our website, if you're doing annuity business with us, Firelight is the e-application program you can access through our website. If you're doing life insurance, primarily life insurance companies, we're utilizing iGo or an iPipeline program, but both e-applications are right from our website. On the life insurance side, you can actually quote and take an application all in the same process. And you can also, on our website, download any in-force or in-service forms that you may need, whether that be starting an income benefit rider or going through and actually having a background run for an analysis, as an example, for like a buy-sell agreement. You can access those on our website here at IMES as well. If you have any questions about registering for the website, reach out to your primary contact here at IMES or myself, and we'd be happy to get you in there. You can run quotes right from the website as well for life insurance. In addition to the service and support, we also have a creative marketing solutions team here internally. These are individuals that are on our staff. We don't outsource this, and they're comprised of everything from digital media specialists all the way through social media, advertising, graphic designers. And what they do for us is help our advisors grow their practice and make sure that the good work you do is reflected in your image in your community. Unlike a local advertising team, one of the benefits of utilizing our team here is they focus exclusively, because they work for IMES, on our business. So when it comes to our particular sector of insurance, annuities, life, long-term care, and the financial services world, that is their bailiwick. They don't, unlike another advertising or PR firm locally, they don't work for the furniture stores in your community or the car lots, etc. And that can be beneficial because there's no ramp up time that you need to educate them. In many cases, you're right on the same page. In addition to that, any work that we do for you, we do not put ownership rights on. In other words, at a local PR firm, you may be aware, or advertising team, many times that material that they create is underneath their ownership, other than your name. And if another agent were to come in town, you spend all this time educating the advertising team on how your practice and how our industry works, only to allow them then to make a profit from another competitor of yours by offering the same type of assistance. Wouldn't be beneficial for us to do that. We prefer not to have this being, and it's not a revenue center, direct pay. Instead, the business that you write with us helps compensate this team and allows them to do creative marketing services for you. So this is everything from logo design, geo mapping, geo fencing, if you will, all the way through email marketing, social media consulting. I get questions a lot about social media, getting a personal website put together, etc. So if you have any questions about marketing solutions, creative solutions, talk to your primary contact at IMES, and we'd be happy to help you out. We talked a little bit about our website earlier. If you have questions logging in, we can help there too. For those of you that are registered, Series 65, maybe working, looking for a RIA to partner with, we do have our corporate RIA, IMES Wealth Management. Where we're unique in this case is our fees are typically lower than others. We're in the insurance field, so obviously we work very well with annuities and fixed contracts. In addition to that, many of us may be out there considering sitting and taking your test, opening up your U10 and getting your Series 65 so that you can benefit from the enhanced relationships, the additional revenue, the ease of doing business, and the retaining of clients. If that's the case, we'll help you from cracking where to find the books, cracking the first book, opening up your U10 all the way to transitioning over if this is a new concept to you here. So if you have interest in becoming a wealth manager and partnering with IMES Wealth Management, please let us know. And your primary contact at IMES can help negotiate and get a conference call going with you and Duncan over in our wealth management team. We have brought back our life and annuity training academies. 2-day training coming up in April is the next event. If you haven't got on the list for this and you'd like to attend, please reach out, jump on our website or your primary contact. You can register and we'll get you on the ongoing list here. Everything, we're going to go through everything from sales ideas, strategies from 4 top producers, indexed annuities, unraveled, top producers discussing what seminar systems they use, large life case marketing concepts, and advanced sales topics, as well as where the industry is going. So we've got carriers that'll be usually partnering with us here, talking about what's the industry trend, so we can stay on top of our game here, as well as in a room with other top producers, rubbing elbows and sharing ideas. So if you have interest in attending one of our academies, we cover the cost to fly you out there and everything else while you're there, and provide materials to you as well. Reach out, log into our website, register, or talk to your primary contact here at IMES, and we can get you set up. We're in the middle of, speaking of trips and events, we're in the middle of our annual producer qualification period right now for our annual top producer trip, Seaside Sanctuary in Kauai Island, South Carolina. And what our qualification period is a little different than our competitors. We don't do 12 months. Instead, we have an 18-month qualification period, which started back in July of last year, and will go through the end of this year, December. And during that qualification period, we're looking at essentially 4.5 million points, which equates dollar for dollar for annuity premium. So 4.5 million in annuity premium, or a mixture of life insurance and annuities, or all life insurance, which would convert to 450,000 in target or annual premium. So if you'd like to know where you're on the list, or you'd like to let us know you want to be on the list, reach out to your primary contact today. The trip event dates are on in 2024, April 14th through the 18th, and this includes a guest as well. Love to see you out there. So without further ado, I'm going to switch it over to our partners here at Symetra. And Sarah, I'm going to change presenters here, and if anything goes wrong, that is probably on my side. So let's see if we can make this happen here, and I'll let you know when I can see your screen. Perfect. Okay. I really appreciate your time and for joining us today, and we'll get this show started here. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, thank you so much. Good morning, and thanks for having us here today. We're very excited to share some high-level highlights of SwiftTerm. I'm Sarah Swanson, the Southwest Internal for Symetra. We also have a special guest, Daneyelle Schneider, our Underwriting SwiftTerm Manager, is here with us today. So today we're going to talk about SwiftTerm and how it will help you reach more customers with term life insurance. It's really fast, easy, completely automated, instant policy in 18 minutes or less. So term life insurance is certainly not new, but the way SwiftTerm allows you to place term insurance for clients really is a game changer. It'll allow you to offer a great product on a platform that will feel a lot like the platforms on which clients are making purchases every single day. So SwiftTerm offers an innovative, fully digital process that makes buying and selling life insurance faster and much easier. So we're combining this innovative process with a top tier product, and we believe this will really open up opportunities to reach brand new markets and new customers. So most people will tell you that they are interested in term life insurance, and we're really seeing that more than ever before. But all too often, people who need the insurance just don't get around to buying it. So what we've looked at and realized is because the process has become really different and layered and time consuming from what people are now used to in the digital era. So think about way back when we would go in and buy a television. We would have to go to a store, do some research, shop around, talk to an associate, and eventually buy a TV. But now, in just a few clicks on your phone, you can end up buying that new TV in just a couple of moments without getting out of your house and inconveniencing yourself. So, just like the internet has made the process of researching and buying that TV so much simpler, the process for buying term life insurance through SwiftTerm has become quick and easy as well. So, in ever increasing numbers, doing business digitally is just the new normal. It's clear that the digital process can be applied to making and buying life insurance that much easier. But we also understand that people still want and need the advice of a trusted financial professional. So we are combining that process that's digital with the advice that you and your producers offer that can bring the best of both worlds right to the client. And it offers the opportunity for you also to compete with those online companies to make that process for the clients really fast and really easy. So SwiftTerm can help expand the market. Some of the features that make SwiftTerm a really good option for this is that SwiftTerm has lower face amounts. It has face amounts as low as 100,000. So this can really make SwiftTerm more affordable for that middle market customer. And the process makes buying that term insurance so much more attractive to busy clients. So when you think of SwiftTerm, some of that target market that we're really seeing are millennials. Millennials that are really used to doing everything in a digital way on the internet, completely digitalized. Single parents don't always have the time to get up and go and find that insurance agent, drive to their office. Young couples and young couples with children, same thing, to find a sitter, to have to leave the house. So SwiftTerm can really bring that to the client and make opportunities so much easier for them. They can be sitting there at soccer practice, completing the SwiftTerm application. And we also see good opportunities for SBA loan coverage or for life insurance when buying a home, for covering that mortgage. And P&C shops really benefit from SwiftTerm as well. So even with all this wise SwiftTerm, it really offers that fully complete online process from beginning to end, which makes it really fast and easy for the BGA, for the producers, and for the client. It's really a win-win for all. So clients can complete this on their laptop, tablet, or even their smartphone if they choose. They can do this, as I mentioned, sitting at hockey practice, soccer practice, wherever they are in the evening when they're done with work. This product offers lower face amounts of 100,000, which makes it much more affordable, so more people can end up reaching this product. The automated process makes it faster for the producers and more private for the clients. The advisors can ask fewer health or medical questions, and the clients can do this on their own time as well too. So with instant approval from the start of the drop ticket, then the application all the way through the issuance of the policy, everything is completely automated and can be completed as little as 18 minutes. And even with all of this, we offer top tier pricing to ensure that we are competitive. So it's truly fast and easy for all. And I wanted to share with you as well some statistics of activity outside those normal business hours. So we defined normal business hours, activity after 7 o'clock p.m. or before 7 o'clock a.m. on weekends and holidays. So 44% of the agent tickets have been submitted outside of normal hours. 58% of customer applications have been submitted outside of normal business hours, and 23% of policies have been paid and issued outside of normal hours. So that means that you can sell term life insurance whenever and however you would like. So that's our high-level overview of SwiftTerm, and we're going to get into more details regarding how to use the platform after Daneyelle Schneider, our Underwriting Manager, tells you more about those inner workings of this platform. Daneyelle, I'll switch it over to you.
Thank you, Sarah. Okay, so as Sarah mentioned, a really customer-driven experience. Sarah's going to walk you through the drop ticket, so the producer or agent part of SwiftTerm. After you do that, everything is in the customer's hands, and it's a very easy digital process. So everything is e-application, e-payment, all of that. You don't have to gather the customer's payment information. They do all of that themselves. No fax, no, having to mail an app in or get a policy in the mail. E-payment through either their ACH or credit card. Contract delivery is automated. So right after the customer pays, you get a copy of the policy, your BGA gets a copy of the policy in an electronic format, as well as the customer who has that in their customer portal. Billing changes, self-service items on the customer portal. They want to change their physical address. They want to change how they're paying for their policy. They can do all of that themselves. You can go to the next slide, Sarah. Thank you. So as Sarah mentioned, we do have a target audience, that 25 to 50-year-old market, but we do cover from age 20 to age 60, from face amounts to 100,000 all the way up to 3 million, all eligible for, automated light touch or our fully underwritten path. We have super preferred non-nicotine, standard nicotine, preferred nicotine, and standard nicotine within our auto-approved rate classes. We can go up to table 8 in fully underwritten for rated cases. So kind of meeting your customer wherever their health is. Term durations of 10, 15, 20, and 30 years. The 30-year term is available from age 50 and below. The automatically included rider is our terminal illness rider. You could also choose to add for your customers the accidental death rider, children's term insurance rider, and waiver of premium, added an additional fee. The product is also convertible and annually renewable, which is both really nice benefits for this automated kind of world. Okay, so what does it look like? Easy for producers, right? This transactional term case, we know it's important for your customers. It's an important part of what you do, but how do we make it the most efficient for you? Like IMS provides, great internal support. We want to add to that and make this a big value for your time. So agent completes a digital drop ticket. Sarah's going to walk you through that. That takes an average of 7 minutes. Once you do that, there is an email link sent to your customer. As Sarah mentioned, they can do this on their tablet, their smartphone, their computer at home, wherever it's convenient for them. They click on the link, they enter their Benny information, driver's license, some life and health questions, and then they know their path. So as soon as they sign the application, they're all done with their questions, we're going to tell them which path. We have 3 paths. Thank you, Sarah. That's a good jump. We have the automated path, which means, Mr. Smith gets done filling out his part 2 of the application, his customer interview, and we say, congratulations, Mr. Smith, you've been approved. At that point, you as the agent, I'm as CGA, and the customer all get an approval email. The customer then can click on their specific email, so it's personal to them, and they can create their customer portal and pay, and they are covered. Within 24 hours, they have a policy in their customer portal, and they're all set. Accelerated coverage it needs some eyes on it. That's where my team comes in. Maybe there's an MIB code out there. Maybe there's a medication that doesn't align to the health history they've provided, and we need to ask a quick question. We're going to ask that question and keep the case moving. That is a 24 to 72 hour process for first review. Obviously, if we have to ask a question and it sits out there for 2 weeks, we're going to do some follow-up, but we need to get the answers to those questions back. The majority of those cases, so if we look at our overall program, we average 5 days total. That's from the time that the customer finishes their interview till we have an approval. And a lot of times that's because we're waiting for a reply for something. But then fully underwritten. So you have a person who's a diabetic, you have a person who, for any variety of reasons, their health requires us to do, the full underwriting process, whether that be an exam or an APS as their situation dictates. We do everything. We order those requirements. We follow up on those requirements. We let you know when they've came in and we've reviewed them. We're not a one size fits all agent amount. So, if somebody's 60 and they have a condition that puts them to fully underwritten, it doesn't mean necessarily that they're going to get labs and APS. It could be one or the other. I always say with our team, we have a bias to the finish line. We're going to get the very least amount of requirements possible to make a good decision and to get that coverage, on the books for you guys. I think we can go to the next slide. Thanks, Sarah. So what tool do we use, in order to complete this? A lot of times what we hear is, you heard Sarah share 17 minutes from start to finish, from the time that the agent starts the drop ticket till a person has coverage in force. That is not a number that we use lightly. It happens, and it happens frequently. So it's not that we've had one case go through in that amount of time. That is a regular happening here at the SwiftTerm team. So how do we do that? We do that using some really good technology and tools. Instant ID. So during the agent drop ticket process, say Mr. Smith has told you that he was born in 1976, but really he was born in 1977, or there was a typo when he sent you the email. Our instant ID process is going to run, and when you're doing that drop ticket, it's going to say, are you sure we show that Mr. Smith was born in 1977? Making sure it's a real person, obviously an anti-fraud. So that's running behind the scenes during the drop ticket process. Once the customer signs that first set of signatures, so their HIPAA forms, their released their disclosure to get information pulled, we're going to run an MIB, pretty common insurance report telling us what's happened with other carriers, an MVR, their motor vehicle report, prescription profile, what prescriptions have they filled in the last 7 years and what doctor filled those, and what's the risk pertaining to those, the TransUnion credit behavior score. So believe it or not, mortality can be tied to financials, and we use a tool to make sure that they're not in dire straits of financials. And then lab picture tool. So we can get lab results from prior labs completed with Quest Diagnostics. This is really nice. It allows us to very frequently to avoid labs because maybe they were just at their doctor a month ago and their doctor uses Quest. We can pull those results. And then we also use a Milliman DX tool, which has diagnostic codes entered by their doctor. So those are the tools that we use to ensure that 76% of our cases, the customer never has to go do that exam. Sarah, I'll hand it back to you for the pricing conversation.
Yeah, thanks, Danielle. So I wanted to share here our SwiftTerm pricing. So sometimes heat maps like this, they can be tough to read and have a bunch of different colors and numbers. So it can be harder to tell with the heat map what that actually means. But with our SwiftTerm heat map, it's very clear and very easy to read. We're in the top 3 across the board with more than 90% of cells in the number 1 position, both when we're taking a look here at the $500,000 death benefit and the $3 million death benefit. We're number 1 across the board for that $3 million death benefit. Oh, I apologize. And we are slightly less competitive when you take a look at that 20-year-old. However, we're still universally in the top 3 when you're taking a look across the board here. And as Danielle mentioned, I'm going to also share with you here just how fast and easy the process is with SwiftTerm itself. So SwiftTerm is completed on a pipeline and wanted to show you exactly how fast and easy that this really truly is. So let's take a look here at the producer drop ticket. And Daneyelle, please, if I'm missing anything, please feel free to jump in. So the producer completes the information that will be emailed directly over to the client to complete that application. So here you can see the initial input screen where the producer inputs their insurance producer information. They'll put their NPN number in, or if that's not available, if they don't have that handy on them, they can use this lookup tool that we provided. They then will enter their Symetra ID. And from there, you can see here the final input screen where the producer's finishing up their insurance producer information. This is where that agent validation process is taking place and will be completed. We do require, it's important to note, that the agent be pre-appointed with Symetra. If they're not pre-appointed, simply email the appointment paperwork directly to our licensing team, just as you normally would do. Instead, though, put in the header SwiftTerm. That for us will realize that that should be prioritized for SwiftTerm, and those are typically completed within 24 to 48 hours, although I see those generally completed a lot same day. And you can also put myself in there as well and copy me on that, so I'm aware of that as well too, so we can get that completed as quickly as possible for you. So here, taking a look at the screen, once a producer completes, then submits a drop ticket, an email sent over to the client. They can choose how they access the application using an auto-generated PIN, Google account, or Facebook account. The client will then begin completing the application. When the client's entering the information, Symetra's underwriting system, it's working to deliver a real-time decision as the client's completing that application.
Sarah, can I cut in
Yeah.
just for 1
Sorry,
second?
let me go back to that.
So yeah, perfect. So one thing that's important, so Sarah showed you the first page of the drop ticket. After your agent validation is done and you're entering some very basic information about the customer, including their email, their cell phone number, really, really critical that that is input correctly. Because when they get here and they want to do their application, this auto-generated PIN is going to go to their cell phone number. After that, it's going to ask them for the last 4 of their social and their date of birth. You want to ensure that that's correct, or they're not going to be able to do their customer interview, and you're going to have to do a new drop ticket. So accuracy is very, very, very important in the very few fields you have to fill out in that drop ticket. So just wanted to bring that up because that allows the customer to get in when they're ready and complete that application.
Thanks, Daneyelle. And please, Daneyelle, feel free to hop in. So once they complete their inputs, they then click review and sign, and then they complete that and submit the application. So right then and there, the client's going to be given one of 3 underwriting paths. So they're going to either have that instant approval. That's a decision where they're 17 minutes or less. They're going to be provided that decision. Accelerated underwriting, that's within 1 to 3 days, where, as Daneyelle mentioned, an underwriter just may have a question that they need to reach out to the client, or full underwriting. This is 30 days or less. And the nice thing is the client can schedule their medical exam right there and then. And also something to keep in mind, it's still a third of the time a traditional underwriting if they do go that full underwriting route. So here's what the approval email looks like. And this is what look like for all 3 paths. Then they'll click on get coverage. They're brought to the screen showing the policy details. They will then click on continue to create an account and to make payment and to accept their coverage. So here's where they select that payment schedule. And here's where the client selects the payment method, and this client's setting up the payment by bank transfer. And one thing to note here too, so if it's 500,000 or less, the clients can use a credit card. If it's over that, they'll need to use the bank transfer method, the ACH. So here's where they pay, and there you have it. The client is covered. So it's that quick and simple and easy. So now that the client has coverage, they can use the ongoing self-service portal. And that's the nice thing of SwiftTerm. We really keep this a digital process throughout the life of the policy. And that's how fast and easy the SwiftTerm process is. And I just want to demonstrate what some real life cases look like and share with you some SwiftTerm underwriting stories here. So here are 3 examples of clients that have made it through the SwiftTerm process. So let's take a look here. Here's a female, age 50. She went through the automated process. So she went to go purchase a $500,000 death benefit to replace her existing policy. So the producer started that drop ticket at 9:08 a.m. and the client already had started her application by 9:41 a.m. And by 10:30, the policy was already paid for and in force. And taking a look at the light touch, that's our accelerated, that's between the 1 and 3 days where an underwriter just may need to reach out to get some additional information. So we're taking a look at a male, 33. He wants to purchase a $2 million death benefit policy. So at 10:08, the producer starts the drop ticket. By 10:31, the client has started his application, and there is a medical question on the application that does require that underwriter to review it. By 11:22, the SwiftTerm dedicated underwriter has already approved that case. So by 12:30, this case has already been paid for and placed in force. And then we have our fully underwritten example of a male who is 39. He goes to purchase a $500,000 policy. On 7/27, the producer starts that drop ticket. On 7/27, the client completes his application and reports that he has a BMI of 35 and sleep apnea. So this is routed for full underwriting, and he schedules his exam right then and there. As I mentioned, you can schedule that while going through the SwiftTerm process. And he completes his exam 3 days later. And by 8/3, the lab results are already processed and provided and in-house to Symetra to complete that process. So that is just how quick and easy SwiftTerm really, truly is, and will be a great benefit to your business. So we also have a really exciting program as well. It's called the SwiftTerm Extra Coverage Program. So if a client who went through the SwiftTerm process within the last 30 days, they can easily add permanent coverage to their life insurance solution with our extra coverage program. So if they are standard or better and up to $1 million in coverage, it has to be the same coverage amount or less than they applied for. They can easily add one of our permanent products, our Protector IUL, our Accumulator IUL, or Accumulator VUL. And this is for clients ages 20 to 60 who fit into that SwiftTerm program and have been issued a SwiftTerm policy within the past 30 days at that standard rate class or better, who qualify for this program. So, and we will go ahead and request the MIB report and everything else here. We can take a look in this example. So the client purchased a SwiftTerm policy for $250,000 on 7/25 and placed it in force that same day. And within that 30 days of placing the SwiftTerm policy, the client applied for a Protector IUL for the same amount of that $250,000, was approved within 2 days with no additional underwriting needed, just completing the necessary paperwork that you need and forms to apply for coverage. So that is a huge additional benefit that we see great success here with our SwiftTerm program, this extra coverage program. So definitely take a look at this, that it works with our permanent products. So here is the other really nice thing here with Symetra SwiftTerm. And I can have Daneyelle feel free to jump in as well too if you have anything to add, but we have completely dedicated underwriters here for SwiftTerm, completely separate, dedicated, and you're able to contact them at any point in time as well too if you do have those questions. We have a really nice portal for SwiftTerm. It's a microsite that has some really nice client and producer approved pieces, including a video which can be shared with your clients that walks through that process. And a very important piece in underwriting guidelines kind of shows you some of the areas for that will bring you through the accelerated or exclude you from those accelerated, just to be aware of. So that's a great piece to familiarize yourself with. And that contact information and live support that we have from that dedicated SwiftTerm team of underwriters.
I think that's a really good point, Sarah. One of the things I always want to talk about with SwiftTerm is we think we have the best process out there. But in addition to that, we try to put that friendly face, that reasonable underwriter. We don't like the idea of black box algorithm. While we do use tools to get things through quickly, as Sarah mentioned, we have a dedicated team of underwriters here to answer your questions. They're very responsive and quick, and really good tools. So tools and service, I guess, is something that I would want to point out. So thanks for bringing that up, Sarah.
Yeah, absolutely. So Daneyelle, unless you have anything further, thank you so much for being here today and learning about SwiftTerm. We welcome any questions that you may have.
Excellent. Thank you both very much too. I'd like to point out we appreciate your partnership here at IAMS and your attention to the service levels that that we offer our advisors and agents as well. Thank you both for your time, and look forward to getting back with each person on the call here as our life insurance team reaches out to you to discuss those marketing materials and how we can move forward, potentially uncover some tickets here that would, some life insurance cases that would benefit your practice from a smoothness standpoint and your clients as well. I've got a couple questions here I'm going to post out. If you do have any questions about the event, if you would hold those just for the forum, and we're going to be reaching back out to each one of you here, and we can get Sarah and Daneyelle involved as well. Let me launch our first polling question here of the day, and you'll see it come up on your screen. I'll give 60 or so, a minute or so for people to go through it. But The first polling question here to help us better get back with you and serve you here is to understand your practice. So what would you say the percentage of your business that you do throughout a year is life insurance? So when you look at revenue in your practice, what percentage would you say is life insurance currently? And obviously that may change as we go forward here. But currently, when you look at your practice, what percentage of that revenue is life insurance? As we're collecting responses here, give folks a little bit more time here to get that in, and we'll be closing the poll here shortly, and we'll go on to the next one. Thank you very much for responding to that. And let's take a look at our next one. So the next polling question here as I get it launched is, do you think you and your team, you can see it there, spend too much time on getting term insurance cases done right? So currently, an astonishing response. And if I could vote in my own poll, I would say thumbs up to that from a personal production standpoint, that it can be much easier, and I think we can utilize some of Symetra's help here. But this allows us to take a look at your composition of your practice, how we may be able to step in and help as well. And we'll do our final one of the day. Do you discuss certain term insurance sales ideas more often than others with clients and prospects? I think that's a good question. You may have shared this with the life insurance team, but do you have particular concepts as it relates to term insurance that you share more often than others? You know, that surefire concept that seems to fit your practice, your target market. And some of those very concepts too, we can take further and pair up with possibly our creative team here to put together some collateral material that focuses specifically on those ideas that you do have that work within your practice. And we can collaborate with you on that topic as our life insurance marketers or directors reach out to you. Definitely mention that and an interest in if it's an idea that you'd like to get some collateral material put together on, definitely mention our creative team. We can do a marketing analysis, etc. Appreciate that. I'm going to close the poll. Thank you everybody for your time. We're going to be back around with you to get material out your way. If you have any questions for our life insurance team or Sarah or Daneyelle, just let us know on the life side. Reach out to IMES at the number on the screen, or we'll change the presenter here, 800, let me get this switched over, but 800-255-5055. Have a great day. And Daneyelle and Sarah, thank you for your time. You guys have a wonderful week as well.
Thank you
Thanks
as
for having
well.
us.
Thank you.
Most welcome.